there's around 23 boats that actually get 80 to 90% of the quota species in Ireland. So that's a huge disparity there, and completely unfair. So a lot of our inshore fishermen and island communities, they're highly reliant on non-target species such as sprat as well. And there's no management plans, or very little management plans in place for inshore species. So one big one would be the brown crab, and inshore fishermen have been advocating for a management plan for this for years, but the government just doesn't seem to be prioritising this. So a lot of our smaller vessels are having to use potting as a method, and obviously potting is a static gear. It should be more low impact, it should be more sustainable, but because of the sheer number of vessels that are having to deploy this method, it's now no longer low impact in our waters. So it's very, very hard to talk about a just transition. So moving away from destructive practices like bottom trawling, there's a few vessels, in the inshore sector that still bottom trawl, but if we take bottom trawling away from them, they're not getting the quota to fish other species, so they will be forced to move into potting. So you're taking away one destructive practice to move them into another destructive practice. So it's just, it just won't work. So how are we supposed to move to more sustainable fishing? So some of our key asks, the main one would be fair quota sharing among vessels, like full implementation of Article 17. I think most people could agree that they'd much prefer to see, a majority of a fishing fleet making a good, decent living, rather than a handful of people making millions, which is what's happening at the moment. Also asking for management plans for inshore species using the ecosystem-based approach. And we are crying out for a full scientific analysis on the status of sprat, because how are we supposed to fish sustainably if we've no idea how the species is doing? And we would also like to have a cumulative impact report done if sprat was taken out of the marine ecosystem. So not just looking at the ecological impacts, which would be awful, but also looking at the socio-economic impacts, because the impacts it will have on the other commercial fisheries as well.